Welcome to another episode of Life and Whiskey. As always, I'm Jordan, and as of recording this right now, it is June 18th. For those of you who are hunters and look at Wyoming as a state to come and hunt as a non-resident, you should have heard about your draw yesterday, the 17th, about antelope and deer. Elk was back in May. And big bummer for us this year. So a bunch of family and friends that are over in the Midwest, and none of them drew. Even one friend of mine, him and his wife split a point, thinking that, any number of points, even half a point, would be better than 0 points and should probably draw for this zone that we had looked at. But Game and Fish cut tags so much that nobody drew, which big bummer. Was really looking forward to seeing some family and friends doing a hunt with my dad and my brother that we were supposed to do last year in 2020 during COVID. Ended up not being able to do that hunt because my family had COVID. And so I was really looking forward to doing that this year. It'd be the first time that my dad, my brother, and I would be able to hunt together in about 15 years, 20 years, something like that. It's been a long time. So unfortunate that didn't happen this year, but next year, hopefully we put that together. Hopefully tag levels will come back up next year if we have an easy winter. Also, sticking with hunting here for a second, it's middle of June. That means we have July, August, and half of June, so 2.5 months until archery elk opens here in Wyoming. Anybody who's been watching this channel for a while knows that that's my passion. So, yeah, looking forward to that. Not getting out to the range anywhere near as much as I wanted to. I normally get out in a normal year. Last year, having our son. This year, taking care of him. I have not been able to get out to the range quite like I had wanted. In a normal year, I would get up most every morning, at least 5 days a week, and go out and shoot between 4:30 and 6 a.m., right as that sun's coming up, so it's right in your eyes. Practice all my uphill, downhill, side hill shots, all that good jazz. But this year, a little less prepared, unfortunately. But still, a few times I did go out there shooting pretty good, so I'm okay with that. And I'll do my best to get a lot more reps in between now and September. Let's see here. What else we got going on? So this is the second shoot, kind of reviewing a bunch of whiskeys that I got while back in the Midwest in March. If you're watching this on YouTube, you probably will not see these videos until, golly, November or December 2021, maybe even January 2022. But, it's just kind of where things are falling out right now. Also, new addition, got a nice rack here set up, secured to the wall with all my glassware and stuff. Started running out of room underneath the bar for all the bottles that I have, so I had to figure out a way to get the glassware from underneath the bar up on top. I think it looks really sharp that way, so kind of digging that. Also, so I got 3 more bourbons. So I got this one and 2 others that I'll do in the next couple of videos. And then we are on to Islay Scotches, along with 1 Speyside. And yeah, I got, I don't know, what is that, 11 whiskeys to review with those. I'll probably do these 3 bourbons in this shoot, along with maybe 1. I'll maybe do that Speyside and then maybe 1 of the Islas. I don't think I can do a whole lot of Islas back to back to back, because I don't think it would really give me a fair representation of what that whiskey is, just because that smoke, once I get accustomed to it and kind of acclimated to it, then you lose it in the glass, and so I won't really be able to give anything a fair shake. So probably be a little bit slower recording those, but that's okay. Okay, so enough of that background BS. Let's get on to today's bourbon. So it is Triple B here, which is beer barrel bourbon. It's an American white oak aged bourbon, as most of them are, distilled by New Holland Distilling Company in New Holland, Michigan. Beer barrel bourbon rested in new oak barrels before a 3-month beer-y slumber is what it says on the back. 80 proof whiskey, so a little bit low on the proof side, but already tapped into it a little bit. Kind of was a fan. Let's see what we get out of this sucker here. And if you hear a lot of rabble rousing upstairs, that's my wife and son playing. They're having a good time. This is the Friday of Father's Day weekend as I record this. So just got off a dry week for Whiskey Vault and Whiskey Tribe fans. For those who are not familiar, once a quarter the Tribe does a dry week voluntarily. It went from last Friday at noon, so I think the 11th, till today, which is the 18th at noon. Kind of a good way to keep yourself in check, make sure that you're not developing any bad habits or anything like that. I participate in that every quarter. I highly encourage you to do the same. If you haven't already, check the link down below for the Whiskey Tribe. Great group, guys. They also do the Whiskey Vault. Rex and Daniel, they do great reviews, far superior to anything that I'm doing. So check those guys out. So coming off of this dry week, this is the very first sip I will have. So it kind of resets your palate a little bit. You get away from whiskey for a while, especially if you've been drinking every day or something like that. This allows you to kind of come in, clean slate, and really check stuff out from a new angle. So here we go. Really a new angle, because even at 80 proof, I just got ethanol out of the glass, but I got a nice cherry note in there. Yeah, really nice fruit cherry. Brown sugar. Kind of a little bit of a nuttiness. Cherry and brown sugar, though, is really dominating in the glass for me. Let's take a sip. Was ethanol forward. Cherry. Sweet. Very short, fast flavor profile up front. Dried out into like a very dry apricot. Dried out my mouth, dried out my tongue. It doesn't have that clingy, oily feel. It's pretty ethanol heavy. Fairly young whiskey, I would say. Does it have an actual age statement on here is what I'm looking for. It might have an illegal label because it doesn't say, from what I can see, an actual age statement. Where it says rested. So this may very well only be 3 or 4 months old if it's just rested in the new oak before going into the beer barrels. So the color's probably coming from the beer barrel. But, that's all a guess, as I don't really know how old this is. A little bit sharp, ethanol sharp, forward. A lot of dry, apricot-y, white winey type flavors. A little bit of sweetness in the middle that brown sugar kind of picks up. A nice, heavy, peppery spice on the end. It's a pretty good whiskey. I'd like to see it with some more age on it. If you use your imagination, you can kind of get a little bit of that beer flavor in there. To me, it's almost presenting like an IPA type beer where you kind of have that high acidity, astringent impact. And that's kind of what the barrel or the barrel might be imparting into this whiskey, is that barrel impact, that astringency. This is not drinking it all the way I remember it, so maybe having done dry week is totally different, but it's a little bit young, a little bit spiky, but not bad. Something different, something interesting. I highly encourage you to check it out. I picked this up for $32.97, and I got this here in town. I got this here in town for $32.97. Just something different to try. Drop in the comments down below what you can pick up a bottle of beer barrel bourbon for in your area if you can get it. It's kind of new to the shelves around here. You know, it's not bad. Might be a little bit high at the price point. You know, especially for an 80 proof whiskey, I think you can do a bit better. But, you know, if you're like me and you like to explore, it's definitely worth checking out. So there you go. If you haven't already, please like and subscribe. Please hit that notification bell. You'll be notified anytime I upload a new video. If you're watching this on YouTube, I upload only on Saturdays. If you're watching this on BitChute or Minds, you know, I upload on Wednesdays and Saturdays. And once I get through all this whiskey, I'll start adding some other content on there as well. Thanks to all my subscribers and to anybody who's left a comment. Greatly appreciate it. I've been trying to get back to those people as much as possible. And yeah, I think that'll do it for me on this one. I don't think I'm missing anything at the moment. But yeah, anyways, if you were lucky enough to draw a Wyoming tag, I hope you enjoy your hunt this fall and that you are prepared for it. Right now, June, we already have a couple fires on the mountain and a couple fires near or around the state. Hot and dry is kind of the word. We've already, let's see, what day was that? Tuesday, it was 107. Monday, it was 102. We've been in the 90s. Hasn't rained for about 3 weeks now, so we're getting hot and dry here. We were pretty wet and heavy and cold most of May, early part of June, and now she's dried up and hot. So keep that in mind as you're planning your hunts this fall. You might want to have a couple other locations mapped out in different areas. If you're not stuck in just one unit, think about some different units you can maybe approach, because chances are the unit you're going to want to hunt this year is going to be on fire this fall. So hopefully I'm wrong. Hopefully that doesn't happen, but there's a pretty good chance. So anyways, thanks for watching. As always, have yourselves a great day, and we'll catch you in the next video.